Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of my Hugs for Love class to go. This is a class to go that you can earn free by placing an order in my online store. All the details are in the video description, but if your order is over $50 or more, you are going to earn the class for free. And I will mail you all the supplies. Now, if your order is over $150, don't use the host code. For options 1 and 2, you do need to use the host code to earn the class for free. Option 3, don't use that host code because you're going to receive some Stampin' rewards. And as an extra thank you, you're also going to receive a full package of the antique pearls, which we are using in all of our projects this week. So you can get the class to go for free plus the embellishment. I'm featuring the Hugs for Love bundle. This is featured in our new mini catalog. We are also beginning celebration. So if you are wanting to purchase this, make sure you bump up your order to $60 so you can earn a free celebration product, and then you'll also earn those rewards from my class as well. Okay, so yesterday we made this adorable little Hershey Kiss box. This holds 4 Hershey Kisses. If you missed this video, make sure you go back a day. You can find that there. Today we are making this adorable little card, perfect for Valentine's Day or just an encouragement card. Really fun card, and I'm going to share with you all the fun details of this one. All right, so let's go over all of our supplies first because there is a lot of stamping on this one, so I want to make sure that I don't forget any supplies. I have I have a Flirty Flamingo card base. So that's just your typical card base, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that is 5 1/8 by 3 1/8. I have 3 pieces of Petal Pink, and each of those measures 5 by 1 1/8. And this is what we're going to do the bulk of our stamping on. So I'm going to make sure that I set these aside. I do have 3 of them. There we go. Set these aside. We're going to do some stamping on these in a minute. I just have a scrap piece of white, and this is just to stamp our little label with that beautiful punch. And so I'm going to set these aside. I also have a piece of Petal Pink ribbon from our diagonal trim and some Flirty Flamingo twine from our 3-color twine combo. So these pieces we're not going to use just yet. So I'm going to set these aside. We'll come back to these in a minute. Now, I know I rattled off all of those measurements pretty quickly, but if you have any questions on them, all the measurements are listed in the video description. All right, let's go ahead and start with our little label piece. So I'm going to be using this fun border piece, and all my stamping is going to be done in Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to be using this fun border one with the multiple hearts. There's a couple different frames that you can use for this bundle. Oh, you know what? It looks like I used Petal Pink for all my stamping. All right, hold please. We're going to grab the Petal Pink ink, and we will... Actually, we use the Flirty Flamingo for the greeting, so I'm going to hold on to that one. But let me grab my Petal Pink ink, which is right under my light here. There we go. Nothing like a fun way to start a live video, right? All right, let me just clean the Flirty Flamingo off of this one. So we are ready to go. All right, so nobody's gonna know that mistake was just for me and you. All right, so I'm gonna stamp that in Petal Pink, much better. So you can see how pretty that little label is. And we will punch that out in just a second. I have a scrap piece of paper I'm gonna pull in for all 3 of my pieces that I'm gonna stamp. So I'm gonna start with, let's start with the biggest heart first. So that's this one, this cute little like stitched heart. It kind of looks like a little quilter's heart. Just like this. And I'm just going to stamp this one over and over again. Now this one's the easiest one because it's the biggest, so you don't have a lot of space to fill with this one because it's going to be filled up pretty quickly with that big stamp. But you just want to cover that whole piece with that beautiful heart. All right, so that one's done. Let's pull in this little cluster of hearts. This one is super cute as well. And I am just filling up the entire cardstock with these little stamps. And I'm just gonna go up this little cluster of stamps. This does take a few minutes, and if you can also, if you didn't want to do all this stamping, you could emboss these to add more texture. You could use DSP that's cut to the same size. That would also work, but the stamping doesn't take too long, and I think that extra personalized effort really makes a difference. All right, this one, we're almost done. And it's okay if some of them overlap. They're all just beautiful little hearts that are going to work perfectly. Doesn't have to be perfect, trust me. Now we have this little row of 6 hearts here, and we're going to stamp that. I'm going to start on the bottom. Actually, let me move my scrap paper out of the way so I can see this better. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and this little row of hearts is the exact width, so we're just going to stamp this all the way up. So I'm just trying to line up the little points of my hearts with the top of the next one. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm going to keep reiterating that. Let's see. I'm having a little trouble seeing it with the camera, so it's definitely not going to be perfect. But it doesn't have to be perfect, because your friends and your family will love that you took the time to make a handmade card. But I love this little heart border. I think it's so fun, and it's the perfect width of this cardstock, so it goes really quickly. And again, don't stress about making these straight or perfect, because once it's on the card as just a background, people aren't going to be getting a ruler out, spacing your hearts, or seeing if they're crooked. Don't worry about that. All right, last one. There we go. So we just have a nice line of hearts. And once they're all on there, it's really hard to tell if any of them are crooked or out of place. All right, let's bring back that Flirty Flamingo ink. And we're going to stamp our greeting. So this one I have sending you a big hug, and that's going to go right in the middle of our label here. Perfect. Let's close up that ink before I make a mess. And we're going to punch this out with the coordinating punch from that bundle. And I should have made this paper a little bit bigger. That's all right. We will get it done. I'm going to actually grab a Post-it note. If your paper is too small, I'm going to show you a fun little trick. Just grab a Post-it note and stick your paper to the back of it. This gives you a handle to hang on to. You know, this needs to be trimmed just a little bit. It's too big down at the bottom here, and that's why it's not going all the way in. Grab that Post-it note because it'll help you hold on to something. It gives you like a little handle to hold on to it, so you can get it all lined up and punched out. All right, perfect. All right, let's get rid of that. And we are ready to start assembling. So I'm gonna bring in all my stamped pieces, put this one over here, and I'll bring in back my card supplies. All right, we're gonna start with our basic white piece, and we are going to adhere these strips on here. So just some adhesive on the back of all these. I'm just using my Stampin' Seal. You can use whatever adhesive you want. And I'm gonna start with the middle one. I have found that starting with the middle is a little bit easier, then you can work your way out. But if you find it easier to start in the at the outside and work your way in, that's fine too. Now you're only going to get about 1/8 of an inch border on the top and the bottom, so there's not going to be a whole lot. And I'm not going to press anything down until I have everything placed in the exact placement that I want. So I'm just kind of laying it down gently, just making sure that my borders are even around the edges. And if I need to move anything around, nothing is pressed down. So see, we're going to have to do a little bit of shuffling with that middle one. That's fine because we haven't pressed any of that down. So I'm just going to lift that up, and then we'll just line that up like that. All right, now once we're happy with all that placement, make sure you give all of that a really good burnish to make sure everything is nice and stuck down. All right, grab some dimensionals for your little label here. I'm going to stick that on. Now before we stick our label on, I'm going to run a little bit of adhesive on the right side, on the back of the right side. And I'm going to take that little piece of Petal Pink ribbon. This is probably only about 3 or 4 inches, and I'm just going to fold it in half and just adhere it onto the back. That's a little too much. Let's go in just a little bit more. Just adhere that onto the back, just like that. So we just have a little loop. This is a fun way to add ribbon when you don't want to tie a bow or add a lot of bulk. That's going to go right in the middle. Now we're going to take that baker's twine, that Flirty Flamingo baker's twine, and then we're just going to tie a little bow around this ribbon. That's going to help highlight the ribbon, but baker's twine does not leave a big lump in your card the way that tying a big bow would. So this card will still be mailable, which I really love because it's not going to leave that big bump. All right, so you just have that little bow. Just going to make this a little smaller, and then we'll tighten this up. And then if you need to trim off any of the ends, you can. Just trim those just like that. We'll throw away those extra pieces. And this is ready to go on our card with some dimensionals. So I have some edge pieces here. I'll just use one at the top and the bottom. pull those off. This will go right onto our card base. And we're going to finish it off with some of those antique pearls. Just going to pick up a couple this way and do one up here. And that completes this card. I hope you enjoyed this one. This is a quick one. Super cute with those pinks. This would be a really cute one to also make with greens or blues or purples, whatever colors you want, but this is a really fun and quick card to make for anybody. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video. I have 2 more projects coming out with this Hugs for Love bundle that I'm going to share in the next couple of days. If you want to earn the class to go for free, remember all the details are in the video description. If your order is under $150, you do need to use the host code to get the class for free. If your order is over $150, don't use the host code. You'll earn the Stampin' rewards, and you'll also get a full package of those embellishments sent to you as a thank you from me. All right, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.